Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination.
Wow.
That don't sound bad.
I don't think any of that
Sounds
sounds too
great.
bad.
But that sounds like common sense.
I think he's just trying to stop the indoctrination of children.
Only thing I have is they gonna like grandfather the people that's like already hit up that have to kind of like take like recovery medicine for that stuff.
What do
you
you
know,
mean?
like some people like I'm not the hormones, but like don't they have to take other medicine to like they take care of like cutting up their body and stuff? Like that's unnatural. You know what I'm saying?
I think they are on like puberty blockers and they're, women who turn to men take testosterone and men that turn to women take estrogen.
Like is they gonna have care for the?
So you're saying like when someone's in the process like right now?
Like yeah, like how they gonna treat it for like the reverse and all the other stuff after? That's the
You're talking about like if they're going through the process right now, when he gets elected, how is that process gonna go for somebody that's going through it?
Yeah, and if they have to stop it or like how they supposed to treat
assuming that they'll just go to like a medical professional and they'll figure that situation out.
Would it be under Medicaid or it'll just be over with?
Good question.
That's what I'm just asking.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that your insurance will have to take care of that, bro. I mean, who knows? That'll be a deeper situation, but I definitely like the way that sounds.
No, I ain't saying no. He ain't saying
No, I know. That's a good question, though. Like, I was thinking that.
Is they over with or like I know it's probably like, can they still get some care? They probably will. I don't think they'll try to. They have grandfather laws.
Actually,
probably.
bro,
Because it's only for kids. It's not about the adults. So some adults probably going to be continue to be able to do what they're doing. But like the kids, what would happen in that situation?
You know, when people were saying that it's a mental like epidemic in this country, the fact that people committed suicide after Donald Trump won, that shows a lot.
Yeah, that's absurd. I've just been seeing people post a number of that. I've seen a different number today as well. It's pretty crazy.
Y'all think somebody pushing propaganda or this actually what's going on though?
What you mean? Like
you think somebody actually just pushing propaganda and just saying
I don't know
that just happening or that's like a
or mental? No, it's a little. Oh, you saying that people actually
like killing themselves?
Okay,
that's what I'm asking.
Who reported that?
I've seen it on X. I've seen from multiple different sources.
Yeah, I have seen it too. That's
I've just been
like,
seeing multiple people.
Real? I don't know if it is real.
That's crazy because that's sad because it's like you already lived 4 years under this man. So somebody like
bro, the media has tricked them. It's brainwashed them.
But it just shows
That's
that,
sad,
like,
bro.
also what he's saying, like, if people in these like fields are telling these kids that maybe you're trapped in the wrong body,
They need to be prosecuted for that. Yeah,
they're
that's,
promoting deeper into like their mental illness. I guess like they're pushing them deeper into that situation. So they're like basically hurting the country and hurting. They're making the health epidemic even larger by that. So I understand why that needs to happen. That's one of the main issues that need to happen, because Vivek kept saying that, hey, that's what we're dealing with right now. That was one of his main points. We're dealing with a mental health epidemic in this country.
it's not even just that. I think depression went up and suicide in men and that and everything. It was a lot. But
Yeah, that had to stop.
we're gonna try to find a way to just make America great again.
Y'all let me know, out of all these clips that come from Trump from now until when he's in office, which one of them sound like Hitler?
Nah, I don't sound
Here's
that
my
bad.
plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible.
Wow.
Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them.
Wow.
Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every Inspector General's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign.
This sound like
Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
wow.
Damn.
That sounds like a good plan. I definitely am excited for the future under Trump. If
So do that sound like
that's his first
That
course
was
of
a
action.
great video.
Hitler
was.
activity, y'all? At any,
No,
I'm
does it
actually
sound like,
that
does it sound like a
entertained
guy that's only looking out for himself? Does this sound like a guy that is only interested in furthering himself?
Does this sound presidential? Definitely more. Nah, I ain't gonna say I was finna get emotional. It just felt like we was on this ride for a long time. We were doing this for months.
It's
man.
awesome to see it have finally come to fruition. Like
This shit is
like
crazy,
ever since Trump's been
man.
elected, the past few days, I've been very excited to see like
You
I've
seen
been
like
excited to see like what comes every day.
you know
Alright,
what's
maybe I was
crazy?
finna get a little
Why
emotional.
everybody been tightening up lately? Like I'm just seeing everybody just getting in line. Now the judge agrees with the Republicans to cut the immigrant funding.
Yeah,
China
even
getting
China,
in line.
Russia,
stock market
Ukraine,
went
stock market going
everything,
up.
hey man, it's man hasn't even stepped in office and things are already falling.
They
into
say, hold
place.
on now, Trump back in there. We gotta,
Things are already falling. into
these ain't
place.
the YMCA kids no more.
Nah,
This
facts.
real business handling, man.
No, it's
Oh
exciting.
man, this shit's funny, man. All the cases are being thrown out, man.
Wow.
Let's see this, man. This is
crazy.
hilarious.
Fannie Willis. That seems to be one of the last prosecutions against Donald Trump that hasn't been completely thrown in the garbage just yet. Maybe a message to Fannie Willis.
Yeah, Big Fanny, another one. Where do they find these people? It's just like at Weight Watchers. Where do they find these slobs to be
Weight
prosecutors
Watchers.
against Trump? I would say to Big Fanny Willis and Nathan Wade,
Big Fanny Willis.
it's very clear that the Georgia Court of Appeals is going to disqualify their entire office because Big Fanny hired her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, Nathan Wade, paid him $700,000, $250 an hour. And then Big Fanny took illegal kickbacks from Nathan Wade in the form of lavish trips around the world, Napa, the Caribbean, Belize. I'm a Grey Goose girl. I mean, where do they find these dumb flops, right?
That's crazy.
And then she got up and lied about it in court, right? So she's going to get disqualified from this case. This case will go to another district attorney in Georgia, and no one in their right mind would bring this case again because it's not a crime to object to a presidential election. It's allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887. It's allowed by the First Amendment. Again, I want to say to these Democrat prosecutors and these Democrat hellholes, we're not messing around this time, right? So proceed accordingly.
Yeah, I don't know how they keep their law licenses after this. I just don't. I don't know how they stay within the bar after what they've done. And when the people know the truth, when people actually understand the truth, and now that we control the media ecosystem, now that more people have like tuned out and it's broken and it's dead and it's gone, right? This election proved it once and for all. Now we can tell the truth. We can tell the true story. Kash Patel was on here talking about this just a second ago. Like now is time for truth and reconciliation for the American people to actually understand how their government operates.
Wow, man. And they tried to get him, man.
that
That's
lawyer-
why, bro, we
Williams
gotta
said
be
it,
real,
bro.
bro.
Hey, he was mad.
Cat
Oh, yeah, no,
Williams
it's a worse
said it,
one.
bro.
Oh, you didn't see-
2024
it's one that's
gonna
super
bring
bad.
hell.
Oh, that wasn't even the one I thought I
It's gonna be a
clicked.
year of truth, is what he said.
The one about Letitia? Hear this.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General.
Big Tish, big
I dare
family.
you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
That is
I like
crazy.
that guy.
That's why they said he's a threat to democracy because they finna get on y'all ass.
I'm not
That's
gonna lie,
the-
that lawyer was pissed. He said they're Weight Watchers. He said Big Fanny, Big Tish.
Oh,
He
that was
said, I'm gonna
hilarious.
put your fat ass in jail.
This is America.
This is a landslide. Look at Oklahoma. Not a single blue county. They don't call it the great state for nothing.
Look at Tennessee. Only thing is Nashville and Memphis. That's
Hey,
all I see.
We ain't got a lick of blue. I knew when I was a child, there's a reason why I love the color red. I said, oh, this is just my favorite color. Because it's in me. The red dirt state, Oklahoma.
A lot of red in California, man. That shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, no.
'Cause it got weird,
the
bro.
bulk of the votes come from the LA Metro. That's the biggest blue.
Looks like the most indoctrination is going on in big cities, man, urban areas.
Well, duh. Duh.
Yeah.
That's just to be expected. That's the trend everywhere. And I remember
Miami was red, though.
my friend that works in the Metro, in the mayor's office in Oklahoma was saying Kamala Harris is going to turn OKC blue. Wrong. Sorry about
That's
that, bud.
insane, man. Yeah, man. We watched it all unfold, guys, and it's just exciting to see, man. Getting up every day, watching this shit is
It's kinda
exciting.
funny.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I've been in a great mood the past few days, guys. Like everything that we've been watching happen in our country is finally about to start getting addressed. Like now we can wake up and be excited about solutions
Everything.
and good things coming in our nation, prosperity. We're gonna have money in our pockets, and it's like the golden age is really coming of fruition.
Yeah.
And all the fear mongering and all the stuff they put out is false, because some of these red states that have so much red and majority red voted on abortion and they passed abortion. So it looks like women aren't losing their rights. Man, look at that.
Oh, Trump said himself, I'm not going to ban abortion.
That was in October when he posted that too.
The not seeing abortion stuff, that's just long overdue. The last thing I'm gonna say, bro, is we really gotta sit here and think about that this man almost got assassinated
Twice. No,
Like,
he-
the
that's
fact
why-
that the first one was crazier though, but the fact that he
He's
turned
finna
around,
figure out
bro.
who did it.
He could have been gone for real.
Yeah, he's
But
finna,
he turned around and he's not gone, man.
he's finna figure out who did it.
That's very crazy to me, man.
They finna figure out who did it.
That's very, very crazy to me, man. You know, and I don't like bringing, you know, it might actually be an anointed into this situation, guys, that wanted to save America. God had to actually want to save America. Knowing that, in a speech, you're always forward, brother. You're probably forward 90% of the time. And the fact that he turned around, I'm talking about at a rate of how a bullet was coming, bro. He thought he had him, and he turned his head, bro. That
Man,
shit's insane to
this
me,
is-
bro.
this is the
This shit
biggest-
is a legendary moment that we just experienced.
This
guys.
is a legendary
This is a
timeline
movie.
of events that we've
This finna
experienced, and I just want to hope for the safety of Trump, because what he just said in that video was a bombshell. So we know they're going to come after him to try to prevent this from happening. So I hope for the safety of our president. I hope for the prosperity of our nation, and I'm just very excited for the next few months, guys, because everything's about to start falling in line.
Yeah, it's gonna be a roller coaster, guys. Let us know what y'all think, guys. We gone.